everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where today it is time for a side story. A very fun side story involving characters that we have seen before and met before back in A Realm Reborn. A side story that I've been very excited to get to. I really like this side story and I can't wait to show it off to all of you. Now, get ready as it is time for... Matthew, hello there! Matthew has the look of a man who has lost everything. Good day to you, miss. How may I help you? Oh, you wish to help me? Well, your timing couldn't be better. It would seem I have misplaced the record of sales for my most esteemed client, Saint Endalim Scholasticate. Said client has requested another volume from the 72 articles of Hellenic polity. There are 14 in total, and try as I might, I cannot recall which one they specified. Surely you can imagine how embarrassing it would be were I to ask them again myself, and they to learn the reason why. That's why I need you to go in my stead. No need for overt inquiries, mind. Just make small talk and surreptitiously examine the shelves to see what might be missing. Alright. Let's head up to the Scholasticate and see what books may be missing. How unfortunate to lose a book. And for the merchant to then forget which book is being ordered in the first place. This just sucks for everyone. Alright, the Scholasticate can be found within St. Raymond's Cathedral, which we have been to before for the Weaver quest in particular. And hello there! The 72 articles, I do recall borrowing a volume. Which one I cannot say, but that I had time to read it. Truth be told, my so-called schoolmates have kept me rather preoccupied of late. Not a day goes by without them pulling some childish prank on my dear friend Theomacent. Well, they try at least. I do what I can to see their plans come to naught. To know they will move on to become clergymen or even prelates. We live in a truly unjust world. Okay, there is some drama. Pray keep your voice down when inside the Scholasticate. Will do. So technically this introductory quest, Keeping the Ledger, was available back in 3.0. I forgot to do it. Quiet. I'm doing my best. Oh, pardon me, the 72 articles? Why yes, I've been poring over volumes 12 and 13. The subject matter is quite dense, hardly something that could be handled in a single sitting. If you have need, I could bear to part with them for a short while. Actually, I was wondering if any might be missing. No? I see. In that case, I shall continue with my studies. Right, wasn't supposed to say that part. Oh well, it's fine, Satora remembered for me. You are studying the 72 articles as well. I suppose that makes one of us. I require volume 4, but it has yet to be returned. It outlines the canon laws of the Ishgard Orthodoxy. In truth, these books are all rather dense, especially after the 11th volume. You must memorize the teachings of the 4th to set a foundation for everything that follows. Lay was the last to borrow it as far as I know, but he's been so busy of late. Something about helping children being bullied. If he is truly so busy, I wish he would at least return the book to us. Okay, so that was volume 4 you said. Alright, what do we have in this pile? We find volume 10 lying on the table. Okay, let's do an accounting. So, 12 and 13. And then we have 10. That's gonna be a lot to keep track of, actually. Ha! A lowborn stumbles into the Scholasticate and thinks herself qualified to study Orthodox doctrine. How droll. Our facilities are reserved for those who have potential like myself. I'll have you know that I'm working through the final volume of the 72 articles. A simpleton like you could spend a lifetime in study and fail to comprehend a single word, I expect. But don't let me dissuade you. Start with volume 1 and mull over the first few pages for a year or so. Arrogant asshole. Okay, so that's 14, I believe he said. I think there's 14 in total, they said. We find volume 6. We find a listing for volumes 1 through 9, however volumes 4 and 6 appear to be missing. Okay, well we saw 6 over here. And Lay has 4, and 6 is on the shelf over here. So So 1 through 9 are accounted for. 10, 12, 13 were you. 14 was you, so that would be number 11 that's missing. Alright then, back to Matthew, now that we've done our accounting. Matthew, hello! So it appears to be volume 11 that's missing. Back from the Scholasticate? Good, so which volume are they missing? Number 11. Ah, volume 11. Yes, that's it, I remember now. Phew, my business and reputation are safe thanks to you. As I'm sure you can imagine, falling out of their good graces would bode ill for business. The Scholasticate is the cornerstone of education within the church, and all members of the clergy must pass through its doors. With but a word from the headmistress, I could lose everything I own, or worse. But thanks to you, my dear madam, my business is safe. You've helped me more than you'll ever know. Don't need any of these, we'll take the money. And yeah, you have the first quest in the patch 3.1 edition of the Scholasticate. Matthew sighs as he looks around for customers. Ah, my dear miss, how fare you these days? Can't say business has been well myself. As you are aware, the church is in a bit of turmoil and is taking a toll on my profits. Unrest is understandable, yet there are many who are using the confusion to take out their anger on my best customers. Now, I'm not one to get mixed up in politics, but the students of the Scholasticate pay good gill for tomes and feathered quills. One made a request that I'm wont to oblige in order to keep the coin flowing. On behalf of her peers, she told me some disagreeable folk have been following seminarians back to the cathedral, hurling all manner of insults. Easily singled out by their uniforms, they don't feel comfortable walking out in the open these days, and that includes around the Crozier. If you're inclined to keep an eye out for those who would try to harass the students, I'd ask you make a round near the road to St. Raymond's Cathedral. If you see anyone starting trouble, do what adventurers do best. You know, break it up, keep the peace, look intimidating. Can do! Protect your clients to protect your business. Also, yeah, no, the church has done some really fucked up shit in Ishgard. That is not the fault of the students. Though there is one student that we've already met who pisses me off. But again, that is not a crime that justifies harassment in the streets. Amonalay and Honoroi, what are you two doing out here? Sorry, old girl, but I'm not in the mood right now. We'll have that drink another time, shall we? Usually when he slips away from his lessons, I have to search every tavern to find him, but this time... Do you have any ideas? I've never seen him like this before. I mean, he did take quite the beating to his pride earlier. Thancred really got to him. Sir, can we not discuss this like civilized men? We understand his grievances, but we are mere students of the Holy Word. Our lives are hard enough without some fresh-faced seminarian rubbing salt into our wounds. Will your precious words repay us for what we've lost? Will they bring back the dead? No, of course not, but as a pupil of the Scholasticate, I cannot forsake the teachings. If you give the book back, I'm certain I can show you the proper passage to provide succor in your time of... How dare you! As if the lies in this book will keep us warm at night. Better to destroy it than be destroyed by it. Sir, I absolutely cannot allow you to take that particular tome. Come back! Is he really going to... Oh no. You're an adventurer, aren't you? Please, will you help my friend get his tome back? We are on our way back to the Scholasticate when that man accosted us. It has become an unfortunate occurrence these days, but this is the first time someone went so far as to make off with one of our books. The almost may mean well, but I fear he'll get caught up in a lot more trouble if they outnumber him. I'll go and get help. Okay, let's chase after. That is not good indeed. He went up to Foundation, got it. Like, it'd be one thing if it was the church harassing the people of Ishgard to, hey, you should still follow us even after all the shit we did. But they're students. They haven't done anything. And I am very certain the church is going through its own shit right now, trying to reorganize and figure out, okay, what the hell do we do now? Though, I guess for some members of the church, what we do now is kidnap a bunch of poor people and start burning their houses. Yeah, it sucks, but like, don't drag the kids into this. Where? There you are. I'm warning you, you best not meddle with what you don't know. Well, what have we here? Any ideas of what to do with these two, Ben? Ben, is that you? My goodness, what are the chances of meeting at a time like this? Please, I would appreciate it if you would ask your friend to produce the tome he has taken from me. Well, well, Theomacent, it's been a while. Careful now, I was in the mood for some light reading, but if you or your friend so much as take a step, your precious tome goes up in smoke. Ah, The Parables of St. Danavan. I know this title. It's the one we read as children. I recall Father Choiseau gave you his own copy before you left the broom for your higher learning. Then you know how much it means to me. I made a promise to him to keep its lessons dear to my heart, and I have kept it with me ever since. All the more reason to burn it. Scatter the ashes in your dreams along with them. He taught us three the same. Why was I left to rot in this wretched place? Why not you or Lee? What made you two so bloody special? Put the book down, Ben, or I'll see you burned as well. Of all the people, you'd best watch yourselves. The world is changing and we won't listen to your lies anymore. I'll make sure of that. Sacrilegious bastard. He's been badly charred. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid you won't get much out of it now. Worry not, Lee. I have already committed the entire text to hearts. I'm just happy it has been returned to me. Typical. You shouldn't let him off the hook so easily, you know? Were not that I pity him, I'd hand him over to the Inquisitors without a second thought. You came to help me, yes? Were it not for you, I am certain they would have turned their hatred towards me soon after. I wish I could pay you for your services, but I'm afraid I live on but a meager stipend, hardly enough for candles and ink. But if you would be so kind as to tell me your name. Yeah, my name's Satora Lodzi. I'm kind of the reason you're in this mess. I kind of revealed the truth about the church. Oops. Madame Lancy, I am sincerely grateful to you for your protection. I may not have much in the way of coin, but if you are ever in need of spiritual enlightenment, then you need look no further than the cathedral. Halone's blessings be upon you. What does one do with a smoldering tome of parables? Will they struggle to abide the lessons of its now blackened words, or rise from its ashes? This answer I eagerly await. Well then. Yeah, no, it is very definitely a rather complicated situation. Like, in defense of the Ishgardian Church, it was the Pope, it was Thornton who was lying to even the Church. They were also victims of the grand lie, of the big lie that Ishgard's been telling for 1,000 years. And they are just as much grappling with what this means as everyone else. And yes, they were the main ones perpetuating the lie, but they literally did not know better. Hello? Oh, thank goodness, it's just an adventure. I beg your pardon, but with all the violence in the streets, I find myself all too wary of those who approach me. You're rather dressed up, and I don't recall seeing you here before. You've returned, and not a moment too soon. The students seem less anxious, and business has nearly returned to normal. I presume you found who has been harassing them. Yeah, literally all the poor people in the city. Oh dear, not again. Where are the patrols when they are needed? They've been spread thin from what I hear. Fortunately, this lady was willing to lend a hand. I thank you for looking out for the well-being of our pupils. I am Sister Gaetel of St. Indalim's Scholasticate. And might I ask your... Oh dear, I know your face. You are Madame Launcy, the one who had a hand in revealing the true history of the Holy See. Yep. What? By the... You mean I've been tasking the Madame Launcy as my errand girl? And you accepted it with such grace. Helone herself could not have arranged such a curious encounter. On the contrary, I believe our meeting is a product of intervention most divine. Madame Launcy, if you would be so inclined, I would like to take you to meet the headmistress of our humble Scholasticate. By your deeds was light shed on certain inconsistencies in Ishgard's history. That's one way of saying it, Jesus. And to a lesser extent, the Church's teachings. Needless to say, the resulting controversy has strained the relationship between the people and the clergy. The foundation of our great city-state rests upon the wisdom of the Enchiridion. Alas, the lowborn in particular have suffered greatly as a result of erroneous interpretations. Again, that is a way of saying it! Holy crap! Some have even begun to wonder if all our precepts have been thus distorted. We at the Scholasticate are wont to reflect upon these revelations deeper than most. Although we live as scholars, we had grown complacent, accepting a single interpretation set forth by the Archbishop and his predecessors. Although we are openly re-evaluating our teachings, our students continue to be targeted by those who feel they have been deceived. Were deceived? They were deceived! As you yourself have no doubt seen, there are those who would rather purge the city of all clergy, regardless of their guilt. But with you on our side, surely those miscreants would think twice before harming our students. Pray come and visit our halls. I am certain the students would be put at ease to see you again as well. Well, alright then! And thus begins the Scholasticate quest. Oh goodness, yeah, this is going to be a rather long series of quests, but it is a series that I greatly enjoy. Next time on Final Fantasy XIV, we continue the Scholasticate. I'll see everyone next time for that.